As Iran's foreign minister, I must clarify that Iran did not agree to Trump's so-called ceasefire. We have never reached any ceasefire agreement with Israel. This liar lied to you again. He colluded with Israel to launch a war against Iran. He has harmed my country like this. Our revenge has just begun. He wants to transform from a war maker to a peacemaker. It's so hypocritical. Tell him it's impossible if Israel does not stop its illegal aggression before 4 a.m.
See, I knew something was fishy. I doubted the whole ceasefire thing because this administration cannot be trusted. Okay, I got people messaging me talking about, did you see the ceasefire? Did you see the ceasefire? And I'm like, I did, but something's just not sitting right here. So I dug a little deeper and come to find out, neither Israel or Iran decided to make any kind of official statements regarding this. And Trump just took that information and decided to tell everybody that so his followers can make him a martyr.
So Donnie McDumperpants lied about the ceasefire, and now he's live on TV cursing and ranting that Israel and Iran don't know what they're doing. They knew what they were doing the whole time. You didn't know what the hell you were doing. And now you're mad because two countries that are at war that you have nothing to do with and you should have kept your nose out of are continuing to war. Maybe next time, mind your business.
So Donald Trump just announced that Israel and Iran have agreed to a ceasefire, but that might not be true. Here's everything you need to know about what's happening right now in the Middle East. Trump just posted on Truth Social that there's a ceasefire in agreement between Israel and Iran. However, neither nation has announced this or commented on this, as well as the fact that both nations minutes ago warned that there will be more strikes.
Is there a ceasefire or is there not? Well, according to Donald Trump, he posted that there was a complete and forever ceasefire with Israel and Iran. At the same time, while he's saying that, Israel is dropping weapons onto Tehran. Now, the Iranian defense minister has came out and said that there is no ceasefire.
Okay, breaking news, there is no ceasefire. No shock to me, Donald Trump is lying once again. He put this post out on Truth Social. Israel and Iran came to me almost simultaneously and said, peace. I knew the time was now. The world and the Middle East are the real winners. Both nations will see tremendous love, peace, and prosperity in their futures. They have so much to gain and yet so much to lose if they stray from the road of righteousness and truth. The future for Israel and Iran is unlimited and filled with great promise. God bless you both.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. When DT posted on social media that Israel and Iran had reached a full and total ceasefire, many Americans took a deep breath. After weeks of rising tensions and global anxiety, the ideal of peace, however temporary, was a relief. But soon after the announcement, Iran's government publicly denied agreeing to any form of ceasefire. They said there was no signed deal or agreement and that DTs exaggerated what actually happened. That's when the backlash started. Once again, Americans found themselves asking, can we trust DT to tell the truth? If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Rosemary. Kindly consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Before we get to the video, let me play a few clips on the same and I'll be back with my commentary. All credit goes to the original creators of these videos.
This is one of his many manic posts that he's put out over the last couple of hours, but the bottom line is there is no ceasefire.
Right? Okay, well, now we know that the ceasefire has not happened, and the only way it is going to happen is if Iran decides that it's going to happen. They're not bending the knee to the United States. I don't care how much we've bombed.
And Israel has not confirmed or denied that there's a ceasefire. But what Iran also came out and said is that they will be retaliating in the next day over the bombing that they're taking this evening. So if that happens to be true, and according to the agreement that the president shared, that expired hours ago, 3:30 Tel Aviv time. Well, it's way past that. So there is no ceasefire other than in the imagination of Donald Trump. Folks, I don't know when people are going to start understanding, or we're going to continue to be gaslit every day by someone who sits in the White House. Is this a reality show going on in America right now? Because that's what it's starting to feel like the last few days. I usually try to report the news, but we've got to go in here and look at what news is coming out. Donald Trump, President of the United States, says there's a ceasefire. The people who over in Israel and Iran, Israel won't confirm. Iran says it never happened. So who is going to gaslight us tomorrow? Because undoubtedly, folks, there is no ceasefire between Israel and Iran.
Additionally, in his post, Donald Trump says that the ceasefire is the end to the 12-day war, a name he's using to try and neatly wrap this up with a bow so he can be seen as the savior that ended this conflict. But in reality, the Middle East is far from peace. Everything is very suspicious about Trump's sudden ceasefire after weeks and months of Congress and Trump telling us that the Iranians were planning on taking Trump out, also that they were building more nuclear weapons. Whatever happened to that threat? But the reason why this is not a real ceasefire, in my assessment, is because Israel is still committing atrocities in Gaza. And as long as that continues to happen, this cycle of violence and war in the Middle East will not end.
So Donald Trump comes out yesterday, all smug and dramatic, and says that he brokered a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Like he's some kind of global peacemaker. And then not even 24 hours later, missiles are flying, sirens are going off, and Trump is screaming that Israel and Iran broke the ceasefire. Are you kidding me? You can't break something that never existed in the first place. Iran literally said they never received any ceasefire proposal. Israeli officials never confirmed one either. But Donald Trump still ran his mouth like it was a done deal. Because, guys, that is what he does. He lies first, then cries victim when the world doesn't go along with his delusions. And now he's all angry, saying they don't know what the fuck they're doing. He's angry because they broke his imaginary agreement. Bro, this isn't a Marvel movie. This is real life. People are dying, and you're out here cosplaying as a wartime negotiator with absolutely zero credibility. This whole mess just proves again you cannot believe a single word that comes out of this man's mouth. He fabricates victories, gaslights the public, and then throws a tantrum when reality doesn't match his lies. And somehow, some way, people are still falling for it. It's pathetic, it's dangerous, and we are watching it unravel in real time.
Across the country, reactions have been pouring in. Some of his supporters were quick to defend him, saying that even if the ceasefire wasn't formally agreed upon, the fact that the fighting has stopped is a win. They argue that this is got results and that people are just nitpicking his wording. But for many others, especially independents and those on the left, the announcement feels like another stunt, another exaggeration to grab headlines and look like a deal maker when the reality is far more complicated. On social media, especially platforms like Reddit and TikTok, people have been posting side-by-side clips of DT's statement and Iran's denial. So we are just making up diplomacy now, one user asked sarcastically. Others joked that DT must think it's still on a reality TV show where saying something loud enough makes it ring. Memes have been everywhere, with DT photoshopped into peace talks between world leaders he never actually met, while waving a fake treaty signed with a clip. But underneath the jokes, there is a lot of serious concerns. Many Americans are tired of the chaos. After years of political division, economic instability, and foreign policy confusion, people are looking for clarity and leadership, not drama. When someone announces a ceasefire between two powerful nations like Iran and Israel, the stakes are high. Lives are at risk. People expect honesty. That's why so many Americans feel let down, because playing with ones in international conflict is dangerous. Some veterans and foreign policy experts in the US have been particularly vocal. They say that misinformation about peace deals can cause more damage than silence. If leaders or militants in Iran feel that the US is misrepresenting their position, it could make future negotiations harder. One former diplomat on MSNBC said, "This is just a bad tweet. This is a setback to diplomacy." Others want that these kinds of lies can spark new conflicts instead of ending old ones. Even within the Republican Party, not everyone is backing duties on this. A few conservative analysts have said quietly that the announcement felt rushed and detached from facts. One right-wing wrote, "You can't lie your way into peace. Still, many DT allies are doing damage control, claiming that his words were misunderstood or symbolic. Meanwhile, Americans who have families in the Middle East are frustrated and worried. Some Iranian Americans are speaking out, saying that these lies could make Iranian leaders more aggressive, not less. Jewish Americans are also concerned, especially those who have relatives in Israel. They want real peace, not headlines. To them, this situation feels like a public stunt that doesn't match the risk involved. Many everyday Americans are also connecting the situation to DT's past record. They remember how he claimed he ended the war in Afghanistan only for chaos to follow. They recall the deal with North Korea that never went anywhere. And now the so-called ceasefire between Iran and Israel feels like more of the same. Big ones, little too. For a country already struggling with deep political distrust, it's another reminder of how fragile credibility can be. Some Black Americans and other communities of color are taking this as another example of how U.S. politics often ignores the truth when it's convenient. They point out how DT's base often believes whatever he says, no matter how disconnected from reality. If this was Biden and he lied about a ceasefire, they'd be calling for impeachment. One TikToker creator said, others have posted reactions comparing DT's announcement to misinformation that has harmed communities at home. There is also a growing concern about the media's role. Several Americans are calling out major news outlets for initially repeating DT's statement without verifying it. They just ran with it like it was the gospel. One user on Reddit complained. Some feel the media gave DT a platform to spread more disinformation, and they are arguing journalists to be more critical and cautious moving forward. In the end, this whole situation has only added fuel to the 2025 election fire. DT is running again, and the moments like these are reminding voters of what a second term might look like. For some, it's a reason to vote for him again. They see him as bold and unfiltered. For others, it's a warning sign, a glimpse of chaos and confusion they want to avoid. Whatever sign people fall on, the takeaway is the same. Words from a president carry a weight. And when they are not backed by facts, the impact can be dangerous, not just for Americans, but for the world. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.